Hello everyone. Today our group will present a book review that we have chose titled The Picture of Dorian. The Picture of Dorian Gray, authored by Oscar Wilde. It was first published on April 7, 1890 by Lippincott's Monthly Magazine. This novel contains 240 pages and the genre is philosophical fiction, gothic fiction, and decadent literature. One day, Basil drew a portrait of a wealthy and impossibly young beautiful man, Dorian. Dorian then met him at the studio and was introduced to Henry. Henry told Dorian to enjoy his youth, beauty, and selfish pursuit to pleasure before he became old. Because of that, he causes his portrait to grow old while he remains young and beautiful. Henry then decided to continue develop Dorian's personality. Weeks later, Dorian told him that he has fallen in love with Sibyl, specifically on her beauty and talent in acting. Then, Dorian, Basil, and Henry went to Dingy Theatre to see Sibyl performing her acting. But things went off after she could not act properly on stage as she developed true love upon Dorian. He then felt disappointed and wanted nothing further with her. The event leads to Sibyl committed suicide without Dorian makes his apology in time. The portrait of Dorian became ugly as the sin he has done. Knowing this, he decided to store it in the attic. Then, Henry gave him a poisonous and fascinating book titled Against the Grain. Under the book's influence for 18 years, he became increasingly drawn to evil. He frequently revisits the portrait, nothing signs of aging and of corruption that appear, though he himself remained unblemished.
One evening he ran into Basil, who tells him that there are rumors that he has destroyed the life and reputation of many people. Dorian, however, refused to accept blame. Basil declared that he clearly does not know Dorian, who responds by taking him to the attic to see the portrait. The painting is become horrifying. Basil tells Dorian that if this is a reflection of his soul, he must repent and pray for forgiveness, and suddenly enraged, Dorian murders Basil. He blackmails another former friend into disposing of the body. Dorian goes to see if the portrait is improved because of its honorable act, but he sees rather that it acquires a look of cunning. He decides to destroy the portrait and stab it with a knife. His servant here scream, and when they arrive, they see some old man dead on the floor with a knife in his chest and a portrait of the beautiful young man he once.
Hi, I'm Dayang. There are three main characters in the picture of Dorian Gray, which are Dorian Gray, Lord Henry Wotton, and Basil Hallward. Next, I will talk about the most favorite character, Basil Hallward. He is a good character among them. He is a very talented artist and loves the beauty of arts. In chapter 1, Basil said to Henry directly, "Don't spoil him, don't try to influence him, your influence would be bad." He does not want Henry to alter Dorian's personality. He also desires Dorian, yet he does not want his desire to overcome a conflict to Dorian's marriage with Sibyl. Next, I will talk about the least favorite character. Dorian and Henry are the only characters that mostly have their own bad actions and give bad influence to the reader, especially to young readers. For example, Dorian Gray killed other people because of his own pleasure and the transience of his beauty. Next, Lord Henry Wotton takes pleasure in impressing, influencing, and even misleading his acquaintance, especially to Dorian.
Hello and a very good day to everyone. My name is Izzat Aiman bin Muhammad Yusof with a matrix number of BG21110015. Now let us proceed on the critics and suggestions of this novel. The first is the plot of this novel. The writing for this novel is very long, which will make the readers to lose interest and lose the direction of the plot of the story. As such, the author must take care to provide engaging dialogues, interesting characters, and scenes that captivate the readers. In our opinion, it is better for the author to convey the plots and messages of the story for a considerable number of pages, which are around 20 until 30 pages. By writing more than 200 pages, the plot becomes very slow and also uninteresting. Next is the over-explanation. The author also made the book boring by going into too much detail about things like the birds, the flowers, and many other things. This can be found in the first paragraph of the first chapter in the book. For example, it says, quote, "The studio was filled with rich smell of roses, and when the light summer wind stirred among the trees of the garden, the heavy scent of the lilac or the more delicate scent of the pink flowering thorn came through the open door." Quotes, unquotes. Small details like this are also one of the reasons why the novel has more than 200 pages. And lastly is vague or unclear message. From our perspective, we believe that the message of this book is unclear. For us, a normal person who is not a bookworm, it is as if the book were only written for poetic purposes and not for the purpose of conveying the messages. This is because the author focused too much on the language and less on the messages of the novel. Therefore, we feel that if the author had spent more time refining the main message of their book and less time worrying about intricate details in the language and style, then they would have been able to create a story that was enjoyable to read. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Abizul Fahmi bin Abdul Rahman. My matrix number is DG21110009, and I will tell you about why I recommended this book to another person. First of all, Oscar Wilde is a philosopher. It naturally follows that Wilde's literary style is a breathtaking. It frequently contains imagery that has the unusual power to immerse one totally in the sights, sound, and sense of the place being described. It is beautifully composed, nuanced, and rich in significance. The reader's entrance to the protagonist demonstrates Wilde's amazing ability to capture the soul of a character in only a few lines. We instantly feel like we know this individual, that he is more than simply a name and a description. The author also accomplished in conveying the most enigmatic of locations, the world of dreams, in words. It is credit to Wilde's mastering that his imagery never fatigues. He could choose the appropriate words at the right moment to conjure each face, room, street, endowment, or emotion. Secondly, the novel will cause lengthy dinner table debate. In my opinion, generally great works involve both the emotions and the head, and the picture of Dorian Gray surely does. While the novel packs an emotional impact, it also begs the issue of what the apparently simple thought truly signifies. Is Dorian's vanity motivated by self-obsession or by a dread of decay? Is it really the same thing? While left enough unsaid to allow for the reader's own distinct perspective. The narrative, in my opinion, is a metaphor for the inherently human tendency to project an idealistic version of ourselves onto our environment. Last but not least, the novel seems oddly timely. There are surely some aspects of current society that are closely related to the book's topics. The image cult appears to have evolved as a divisive element within the post-World War II, largely Western world. Every moment of a everyday glossy publication and advertisements assault us with Dorian askew, false, skin-deep image. As I have stated, I regard the novel as sensitively capturing one seemingly crucial trait of a human nature, the need for our wonderful character to be provided a close outward facing mask. This can be observed in anything from famous remarkably to the way you are portrayed on your Facebook account.
That's all from us. Thank you.